my channel. This is Jessie B Scrapbooking, and today I am just doing a photo in my a layout for my Hunting 2020 album. It's a 8.5 by 11 album, and I'm thinking about using this cardstock, but I'm probably going to either stamp on it or do something so it's not plain. And then these are the two pictures that I am going to be scrapbooking. They are pictures of my son and my nephew, and they each got a bull elk this year. This was his first bull elk, and my son actually guided him to it. And this is my son's biggest bull elk that he's ever got. So, yeah, they were pretty excited, and let me tell you, elk meat is amazing, and so our freezers are nice and full. And yeah, I just had to scrap these pictures of these two very happy young men. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut down one of those pictures, so it's about a 4 1/4 by 4, and it just fits on the page a little better. And then I will mat both pictures in a piece of white, it's just white printer paper. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do at first. Okay. Then I'm going to trim it, and I'm using a, my cutter here is a Cricut cutter. It works really good. My blade is getting a little dull, so I'm going to have to replace that. But it's very, very true. I really like it. Yeah, and I will save those pieces of paper for matting other pictures, or sometimes I need just to sketch out a idea, and so I use those. This paper I got, a friend gave it to me, but I think she got it at Walmart. And I like the colors and the patterns in it. It's very, to me, boyish. And you don't get a lot of boy paper where I am at without having to order it like online or something. So I really, really enjoy this paper pad. I picked out these three patterns, and I'm not going to do really busy with it. I decided to cut them into circles, 3 circles. And there's my handy dandy circle cutter. It's just a little glass dish I have, and I'll just do one here. I cut it, or trace it with a pencil, and then cut it out. And I'll do that with all 3 pieces of paper. The one paper I have to make the circle a little smaller, so I actually go and get a glass for that, just a drinking glass. And yep, I cut them all out, and with the magic of YouTube, they're all done. And now I'm just deciding where I want those on my layout. So I like that right there. It gives it a little bit of color on the background, but not overwhelming. And so then I decided to take and cut out these leaves and feathers out of this one paper, and I cut out all those little arrows too. And yeah, I used like 3 little arrows on this layout, but I do know I want to use the leaves and the feather, so I just cut out one there. But see, I cut out probably half a sheet, and I am like, my idea was to have them kind of like maybe dividing the 2 pictures or kind of cascading down. And So I'm just playing with them here and trying to figure out what I want. And then I remembered I had these leaves that I picked up at the dollar store, and I I really like them. They're a little big. I was hoping I had smaller ones, so you'll see I kind of pick out the littler ones when I actually end up doing it. But yeah, so I'm just going to play with them and move them around and trying to figure out where I think I'm going to want them and just get an idea of what I'm doing here. And as I'm doing that, I just want to let you guys know that my scrapbook channel, that I am concentrating more on just different things that people can buy through Walmart, dollar stores, Tuesday morning, which I don't get to go there a lot, but I do go to Walmart and the dollar store because they're close by. And I also am doing a lot more. I do hunting, fishing, um, outdoor stuff, logging, because that's what my day-to-day life is. So I just want to document that. And I don't think there is a lot of that out there in the scrapbooking world on YouTube. And so it's my take on Montana life, I guess. So I decided I'm going to commit to those circles and put them down. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, I think I need to pop my pictures up. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop these pictures up with some fun foam. And I thought about popping up just one, and then I changed my mind and I ended up doing both. I just like the way it looks. It makes it look like when I do get the rest of it down that those pictures are definitely in front of all the falling leaves. So here's where I decided, yep, I want to do the second picture too. And so um, I'm just fitting it so that it all fits on there. I do end up cutting the foam off of the picture that's going to lay on front because the foam is in the way of overlapping there. So I'm just going to take a little triangle off there, and they fit together very well. So I'm going to adhere those down. As straight as my eye. I'm not getting out a ruler or nothing. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And then I decided to bring it back to the leaves. And this time I'm like, okay, I'm just going to commit to each one of them. And I'm just going to put a little bit of tape runner on them and put them down. And I'm not putting a whole lot on so that if I do decide to change my mind and move it, it moves pretty easy. And then when off camera, I'll go back through and I hear them all better when I'm all done and make sure so nothing falls off. And then I bring in the little fussy cut feathers and leaves and start adding them to it. So my whole album that I am doing for this year's or this last year's um, hunting album is I use these leaves quite a bit in it, the orange and yellow leaves in the background. I just think, when you think of hunting, you think of fall and fall leaves and stuff. And I don't want just standard um, boring pages in this album. I want them all to kind of shine and stand out a little bit. We had a lot of fun this hunting season, and I want to remember that whenever we look at this album. And so just trying to make sure I get all these leaves in different spots, and but yet not have, the same colors beside each other, or the same exact feather, you know, in the same spot on the other side, So I'm trying to mix them up and move them around, and that top one looked like it was crossed over funny, so I decided to move that one over. And so here's where I bring in the little arrows. Now, they did not get these bulls with a bow and arrow, but yeah, I figured it fit the theme, so I was gonna go with it. So I'm gonna bring in these 3 little arrows here, I think. Oh no, I'm still working on more feathers and leaves. But oh, here we go. So here's I'm bringing in some of the arrows, and I mess around with those. I think I changed one of those out again later. I can't remember. And I was thinking I needed them in a different spot too, but I really didn't like where they were pointing. It didn't make any sense, where these other ones were pointing right at the picture. So, it was like drawing your eye into there. And then I was thinking I can do some journaling on top of them, or put my title on them. And so I decided, yep, that's where I want them. This layout was a lot of fun because I have no sketch or anything that I'm looking at. I'm just placing them down and hoping that it's all going to work out. Well, I remembered I was going to do some stamping. So here I am doing stamping after the fact. I normally like to do my stamping before I glue everything down, but I forgot I was going to do it, and then I looked over and happened to see my stamp laying there. So I grabbed this Bo Bunny stamp that has this leaf on it, and I really like this leaf. It reminds me of, just falling leaves in fall. So I decided to place it in a couple different spots in the charcoal black that I have. And I don't go too wild. That's all I do with it, and I call that good. And there's that stamp set. I really like that stamp set. I got it at Tuesday Morning about, I don't know, a couple months ago. And then I found this at Walmart. It's a sticker pack, and it's all about fall. And when I seen it, I was like all excited because, like I said, we do a lot of outdoor stuff, especially in the fall. So this little sticker says best weekend ever, and that was very appropriate for these 2 young men and their hunting trip. And then this is the title that I'm going to go with, and it says, "And I love fall most of all," which is very appropriate because it is my son's favorite time of the year, is the fall months. So I keep looking in the sticker book here. I'm trying to find anything that I felt would be appropriate, and these little acorns are adorable, which is really funny because we actually don't have acorns, very many of them here in Montana. It's a little too cold for that particular kind of tree. We have more evergreen trees up here, but acorns just scream fall to me. So I decided to go with this little yellow strip, and I stick that in to bring in a little pop of yellow up in that corner. And then I want yellow down in this bottom corner too. So I put that little sticker that says remember, and then the one underneath that in orange says today. So little subtitles, remember today. And I'll stick the date down there too. I just forgot to do that. I'll have to go back and do that. So I bringing in my little puffy paint from Walmart, and I'm just going to I'm going to scatter it around the page in different spots, and I just like the way that it looks. And yeah, so there is my layout. Oh, I do go back and trace the circles with black, and you can see that other little leaf there and on the one circle. I added it because I smeared one of the black dots. I had to cover it up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching. Bye.